Stress. Everyone experiences it, but what is stress? Stress is defined as an organism's response to a stressor, such as a chemical or biological agent, environmental condition, external stimulus, or certain event. There are two types of stress, acute and chronic. Acute is the most common form of stress, which can come from the pressures of recent events or anticipated demands in the near future. In small doses, acute stress can feel thrilling or exciting, while negative symptoms include emotional distress, muscle pains, and digestive issues. Chronic stress is the response to certain pressures suffered over a prolonged period of time where individuals believe that they have little or no control over this pressure. Chronic stress involves intervention from the body's endocrine system. Physiological responses to stress can be beneficial in the short term. However, long-term exposures can lead to high blood pressure, heart disease, muscle damage, growth inhibition, weakened immune system, and damage to mental health. Everyone experiences stressors, and everyone deals with stress differently. First, stress affects sleep. You lie in bed, worrying and feeling anxious. It is impossible to relax and fall asleep. It's no wonder people say losing sleep over something. The American Psychological Association reports that for many adults, stress increases when the length and quality of their sleep decreases. 49% of people living with high stress don't get enough sleep because their mind are racing. Moreover, stressed teens are less likely to report good sleep compared to teens with lower stress levels, and 1/3 of millennials attribute their lack of sleep to thinking of all the things they need to do or the things they did not get done. In response to stress, hormonal levels change to put your body in a fight or flight scenario. Stress enhances the secretion of hormones such as glucocorticoids, catecholamines, growth hormone, and prolactin. Cortisol is a glucocorticoid produced in the adrenal cortex within the adrenal gland above your kidneys. Cortisol increases your body's blood sugar, suppresses the immune system, and aids in the metabolism of fat, proteins, and carbohydrates. Excessive secretion of cortisol can negatively affect neural structures such as the hippocampus, resulting in both memory deficits and decreased sleep. Elevated levels of cortisol are observed late at night and typically in the context of REM sleep. However, unregulated stress hormone levels have been seen to decrease sleep while increasing rates of obesity, metabolic syndrome, and eating disorders. One study demonstrated that workers given a week with higher workloads and overall stress affected physiological stress markers and impaired the quality of recuperation. During the week of higher stress, subjects continued to experience problems into the weekend, such as issues unwinding at bedtime and experiencing shorter sleep. This suggests that a longer period of high stress and workload could have negative effects on the quality of one's recuperation, therefore, a longer period away from stress is needed. It doesn't help that 45% of adults living in high stress and getting too little sleep say they feel even more stressed due to the lack of sleep. University. It's stressful, and students are constantly experiencing stress. Students mainly deal with the stress of academic expectations. It's their sole responsibility to ensure they are attending class with an unregulated schedule, completing readings, writing papers, managing projects, and preparing for exams. In one study, it was even found that 44% of students who are highly stressed experience more trouble concentrating versus students with low stress. Next are the stress of finances. Students have to take on loans and budget for the hidden cost of supplies, food, and social pressures to spend money. Some students will even work part-time on top of their classes to pay their bills, causing working hours to take away from studying hours, leading to even more stress. Also, social relationships and dealing with the personal stresses of your self-image, socially, physically, and academically can be a challenge. Then, there's the stress put onto you by your family. Students constantly deal with the pressures of choosing the right major, getting good grades, and answering questions like, "What are your plans after school?" and feeling the pressures potentially disappointing your family. Also, technology. Not getting a break from information can elevate student stress levels. Emails, online portals, and social media allow for students to be constantly connected, causing students to never have a true break from school, causing more stress. Finally, sleep. Students experience a lack of general sleep due to excessive studying during busy times of the year such as midterms, assignment due dates, or even late-night TV binges. Students trade sleep for extra time working, studying, or ironically enough, de-stressing. So sleep. Did you know we spend 1/3 of our lives sleeping? How much sleep is actually enough though? Researchers have different variations as to how much sleep one needs. It depends on your age, health, body weight, and work substances, although different values have been debated. The official report from the Sleep Foundation recommends 7 to 9 hours for young adults aged 19 to 25. Student sleep statistics show that over 50% of students get less than 7 hours of sleep during weeknights and only meet Sleep Foundation standards on weekends. There are many benefits to sleep, including a decreased risk for health conditions, managing your hunger levels, maintaining your immune system, retaining memory, and longevity, as those who generally slept for less than 6 hours a night were 12% more likely to experience premature death. A lack of sleep is very serious. It drains your mental abilities and can cause physiological harm to your body. A lack of sleep affects your stress levels and can have a negative impact on your cognitive functions, immunity, and overall health. When sleeping, your body has the opportunity to heal and restore its chemical balance while allowing your brain to regain strength and improve memory. A lack of sleep has even been linked to psychological effects like impulsive behavior, depression, paranoia, and suicidal thought. So, you're not sleeping enough. What can you do to help yourself get a good night's sleep in order to reduce stress? First, turn off all electronics 30 minutes before bed. Avoid naps longer than 20 minutes. Turn your clock away from your bed to avoid thinking about what time it is. Put a pillow between your legs to avoid back pain and sleep better. Set your natural body clock by going to bed and waking up naturally. Avoid caffeine after noon. Exercise. Avoid late night snacks and drinks. Dim your lights a few hours before bed and avoid working 2 hours before bed. These easy steps can help you sleep better at night and make you feel refreshed every morning. Having a good night's sleep is very important to your health and helps take care of stress. So, how does Western rate for stress and sleep patterns for its students? We surveyed 130 Western University students to examine if their sleep habits impacted their stress levels during the semester and the final exam period. We collected our data online through multiple UWO Facebook groups and surveyed hours of sleep, average stress levels, weekly exercise, and studying times. We found that the average number of hours a student sleeps each night decreases during the final exam period. During the semester, the average hours of sleep each night was 7.26 compared to 6.67 during the final exam period. We asked students to rate their stress level on a scale of 1 to 10 and found that the stress levels increased during the final exam period. During the semester, the average student stress level was 6.56 compared to 8.35 during final exams. In addition, we examined the individual results linking each person's stress level to the number of hours they sleep on an average night during the final exam period. We found the number of hours you sleep each night directly correlates to stress levels. Students who slept 5 hours or less had an average stress level of 8.9. Those who slept an average of 6.67 hours had an average stress level of 8.35. Students who got 8 hours of sleep each night had an average stress level of 7.69. Lastly, students who got 9 or more hours of sleep each night had an average stress level of 7.5. It's ironic that so many universities have facilities for sleep research while minimally advocating for the importance of sleep to its students. This sleep and stress cycle has been also identified in other universities all over the world and is an issue they've been trying to deal with in recent years and plays a role in Western's edition of a fall reading week. Brock University explored the impact of a fall break on the mental health of students. After the break, Brock ran 3 focus group sessions to look what the students did during the fall break and how it influenced their mental health. 91.3% of participants thought the break would lower stress, and the majority of participants reported feeling less stressed after the break. Recently, Western has been opening wellness centers and informing the public about mental health all around campus. They've also been trying to inform the student body about sleep. Here are some of the services that they currently offer. The Peer Support Center works towards supporting and empowering students before they become overwhelmed by school. The Support Center acts as a confidential, safe space where students are free to express and share feelings on any issue without judgment. The Student Development Center offers counseling from experienced professionals on learning skills, psychological services, and wellness education. The Wellness Education Center offers counseling and psychiatric services to all Western students and can specifically focus on sleep disorders. In addition, Western Student Services offers a variety of health and wellness lectures. This month, one of the topics was sleep hygiene, focusing on students and the effects of poor sleeping habits. The lectures provide information on sleep and give students the opportunity to critically examine their own sleeping habits while aiming to develop better sleep hygiene. However, Western should focus more energy on students' mental health and its relation to sleep deprivation. In 2009, Harvard Medical School sent out a mental health newsletter informing students that sleep problems are more likely to affect patients with psychiatric disorders. Also, they identified that sleep problems may increase the risk for developing particular mental illnesses. Information was also included on the benefits of sleep and potential pharmacological options to treat sleep disorders and alleviate symptoms of certain mental health problems. Next, the University of Saskatchewan and the University of British Columbia have an entire page on their websites dedicated to informing students about the importance of sleep. Moreover, the University of Saskatchewan made a video talking about how sleep improves studying. Western should incorporate something similar to their website, as well as improve sleep advocacy methods on campus. While Western has done a great job campaigning for mental health, finding sleep advocacy and awareness is rare. Western should improve the advertising and promotion of their sleep services. This can be done by adding a page about the importance of sleep in residence manuals, student planners, and course syllabuses. In Ontario, employers must give an employee 8 hours in between shifts. This ensures that a worker has an adequate amount of rest before going back to work. It is often said that being a student is a full-time job, and Western should follow this labor law by including an 8-hour cooling period between each exam. This ensures that students will be able to have a minimum 8-hour rest period between each exam, reducing student stress by eliminating any back-to-back exams. Next, weekend exams are not standard all across Ontario universities and should be eliminated from Western class curriculums. Currently, Western students experience classes during the week, followed by midterms on either a Friday night or Saturday. For many students, midterm season is highly stressful, and weekend exams allow for only 1 day of recuperation. Given that studies have found that in stressful situations, a 2-day weekend doesn't provide enough recuperation, 1 day certainly does not make sense. Therefore, Western should try and schedule exams either in class times or during weeknights. Western should have a strictly quiet room for students with comfortable seating. This could be used between classes as well as during the exam season so students are able to catch up on their sleep and thus lower their stress levels. Lastly, Western should promote the importance of exercise during exam periods. Exercise has been proven to help alleviate stress, improve mental health, and increase sleep durations. Western could promote the importance of exercise by providing students with free passes to group workout classes at the Western Recreation Center during the final exam period. Our survey found that the average number of times students exercise decreased during the final exam period in comparison to during the semester. Furthermore, the average number of hours students spend studying, a sedentary activity, during the final exam period is almost doubled compared to the semester. Overall, we've established that stress directly affects sleep and feeds back into a sleep-stress cycle. University culture and Western have implemented strategies to combat the negative impact of stress and decrease sleep. However, we believe that certain changes can be made to ease the stress in Western's undergraduate students. We believe that stress should be allowed to exist as long as the harm is reduced. Stress is a natural part of everyday life, and aspects of student life will always be stressful. However, Western should be focused on limiting stress, advocating for healthy sleep habits, and taking action for students to effectively recuperate from stressful times.